What's up guys? In this video I'm going to talk about some advice I would like to give for the IELTS test, particularly with speaking. And this is just for maybe like advice for someone who's, looking to start off with studying IELTS, or someone who's looking to improve their English quickly. And this is just some general advice on what to focus on to really help quickly improve your score in a short amount of time. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, the first thing I would like to tell someone who's just looking to start off with improving their IELTS score or generally improving their English would be to give longer answers, particularly if you can. If you want to follow a key to help you or a guide to help you give longer answers, what I recommend to make them longer is first give a reason, and then second give an example. So when possible give a reason, and when possible give an example. And doing these both together really can help give you a full and complete answer when you're talking, especially on the IELTS exam. The second really vital thing for getting a decent band score, or particularly getting a minimum band score of 6, which is considered a decent or a good score for IELTS speaking exam, you have to at least speak a minimum of 2 minutes. Okay, so you have to pass that 2-minute mark. When the examiner tells you to stop, this is a great sign, because this means that you pass the 2-minute mark, and you most likely, if you did well in your speaking, or if you did decent, you will reach at least a minimum band score of 6. Now, this is to take into account that you do well in the other parts as well. Just because you speak the 2 minutes doesn't guarantee you the band score of 6. You still need to speak well in all the parts. Okay, so part 1 essentially should be easy. Now, part 1 you need to think of as a warm-up, okay, a casual conversation. So this part should be the easiest. Now part 2 is the part where you have to take notes for 1 minute and you have to speak for 2 minutes. I recommend when you take notes like you text. Very short, 1 word, 1 or 2 words, and maybe 3 words at the most, some acronyms, anything that's going to give you a hint of what to say for a full sentence. So take very short notes, take notes like you text. And then for the 2 minutes, yeah, I'll make a separate video on tips for how to speak for the 2 minutes to help you speak longer, especially if it's a topic that you're not familiar with. Remember, the topic that you get in part 2 is random. So you don't get to choose what topic you can speak about. This is given to you at random as the other topics on the test. Now know that part 2 and 3 are related topics. So whatever you talk about in part 2, you most likely will talk about the same topic in part 3. Now, the key for part 1, you can also use for part 3 to help you give longer answers. So, providing a reason, an example, this is kind of the basis of giving complete answers. So with part 3, essentially just give more effort and speak longer, give more sentences, give more detail. This is really the vital part of the test besides part 2. So this part is going to be probably the most difficult because it makes you think. So you really have to give it your all, give your 120% effort. You see the finish line, go sprinting towards it. Don't slow down. The other thing I would recommend is learning cohesive devices. This is a big one. I heard that it gets a lot of points for your speaking task. Using cohesive devices not only can help you, especially guiding you in part 2, giving you some structure on what to say, or like kind of, some stages on how to tell your story, but the cohesive devices really get you a higher score. And that's another thing I would like to say is vocab is a big one. Try to broaden your vocabulary, expand your vocabulary by, learning some new words, that are similar to words you already know. And make sure that you're using a variety of words. Make sure that you're not using one word too often. If they hear this redundancy of, this word you're using very often, they'll see it as a lack of knowledge, a lack of vocabulary knowledge, and it could reduce some of your points. So keep that in mind, that have a variety of vocabulary that you know well, okay? So please don't use any new words that you don't know well or that you have to guess on. Use what you know, but use a variety and expand your knowledge. The other thing I recommend is be relaxed, don't be tense, and don't speak too fast, especially in part 2. I get a lot of students that they feel like it's a race. Like they'll start speaking super fast, they'll start off speaking very fast, and soon, you know, they ran out of breath after 30 seconds, and not only that, they ran out of things to say. So, you know, speaking fast isn't going to make the time go by faster. So slow down, don't speak too slowly, because if you speak too slowly, the examiner could see this as you're dragging your speech out to last for the 2 minutes. So, you know, don't try to be clever in that sense. It's not something new. You know that, you know, you're delaying the time. So don't speak too fast, but don't speak too slow either. So relax, slow down, and take a deep breath. Remember to breathe. Try not to say or like too much, okay? Alright guys, if you enjoyed some of these general tips for really improving your score on an IELTS or improving your English generally in a fast amount of time, if you like this video, please consider subscribing, like, comment in the comment section below if you guys have any tips for improving your IELTS score quickly or your English generally, and click the notifications for more videos like this. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Is to someone learning IELTS let's see, what else can I give advice on?